Hello again, this is me and the third episode, the orange box for the PS3. Now, the orange box is Value's combination of 5 different games basically. Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Portal and Team Fortress 2. Now, there have been 3 versions, one for PC, one for 360 and one for PS3. Now, I think the PS3 was pushed back, that's why I put this video up here. Now, the PC and the 360 ones were both released sometime in October, which they were given very positive reviews. Apparently, those 2 versions are locked onto at least 30 frames per second in games like Half-Life, the original Half-Life 2 and all that, and have fine loading times. However, the PS3 version was released 2 months later, and apparently PS3 seems to suffer frame rate issues, which has got me wary about it. I think I'm not sure if Valve wanted to get the game out in time for Christmas for people to buy it, but you know, it's got much lower scores than the other 2 versions. You know, I mean, even though it's still nominated for Game of the Year from Game Trailers for the best PS3 game, you know. And I was looking on the internet at the reception and PS3 version development, and it said, Gab Wells said, I think the PS3 is a waste of everybody's time. And I was thinking, well, if you think it's a waste of everybody, if it was a waste of everybody's time, why don't you just not develop for it? Why not you just not waste your money, budgets or whatever, developing games, you know, that you're never gonna make consoles for you that you like, and you know, why bother? You know, it's expensive to program on that piece of machinery, and not just frame rate issues, long loading times, and this is where Blu-ray is a bit of a disadvantage for it. 9 megabytes is not going to be enough to read or load large textures from a 25GB disc. Unfortunately, it's going to take forever, and apparently it's been twice as long. So those are the 2 biggest things wrong with it: long loading screens and the frame rate issues with the PS3 version, even though it did say it's got praise for a few things like anti-aliasing and the save checkpoints every now and again, but I don't see a difference in the graphical still images. I mean, if you take a still image of the 360 version and PS3 versions, you know, there isn't going to be much of a difference, except when, in case loads of stuff happens, the frame rate does tend to stutter, like when the bridge collapsed in Half-Life 2 Episode 2, was it? Yep. So, that's another unfortunate delay. I mean, this was made by a different company, so you know, they don't know the hardware that much, and since they're nothing like Sony, because Sony would push things back, push them all the way back, you know. I can understand a few things Sony does, like the PS3 launch, well, except for the one in Europe, which I'll point out soon. Well, this has been another episode of mine. See you soon.